Well, welcome to Season 12 DRS here at Canada Round 6 Montreal, and we are on a one-shot qualifier. We're on board with 50 Gent in the Haas, making his way around this iconic Canadian circuit. You see everybody is on softs, and 50 Gent up to P8, just coming around the Rolex hairpin, and then on to the Casino Straight. He's in P8. Al Newt is on provisional pole at the moment with DRS Swanton just taking over him. DRS Swanton, Al Newt, Senna's coming up now. Senna has overtaken Al Newt. DRS Colin in the Williams is coming with a late shout, but it's DRS Swanton with a 109.819. Nice lap there from DRS Swanton. We were on board with 50 Gent, and he was 6th on the line. Just turned down the sound a little bit too high, and it's a 109.819 for DRS Swanton. Senna is P2 in the Cash App. DRS Colin is in P3. DRS Syme P4. Al Newt P5. 50 Gent P6. Easy Life P7. Michael JF P8. Jack Daniels P9. Alex Pixie P10. DRS Smugit is P11. Martsky on his return in P12. The Sloth P13. Centre Finley P14. And then we have Lord Coleman in the Red Bull P15 and Project Ty in P16. So yeah, we are at Montreal iconic circuit here in Canada. We've got 70 laps before us, and the absolute record. Oh, we've got rain in the first part of the race. I believe we've got light rain, then heavy rain, and then cloudy. That's what I'm led to believe. Absolute record held by Hybrid, 1 minute 12.092 F122 Season 3. Also holds the Pro-Am lap. The record is held by Senna 17, 113.044 F122 again, Season 6. So we've got a 75% safety car risk, 25% rain risk. Well, I'd say it was 100% rain risk, what we're looking at now. And the form chart puts DRS Syme as favourite. Season 3, he was 3rd. Season 6, he actually won. And Season 7, he was 7th. 41% win, 66% podium, 0% DNF. So, Drivers' Championship at the moment, led by Jack Daniels on 96 points, Senna on 61, DRS Swanton on 48, The Sloth 37, DRS Smugit on 35, DRS Syme 34, Al Newt 30, King Kong 24, DRS Colin on 23. We've got Alex Pixie on 22, Lord Coleman 21, 50 Gent on 20, Project Ty 17, Mr. Pickles on 11, Skippy on 9, Sainsy on 6, Easy Life 5, Rouge Nico on 5, Late Bloomer on 4, and Terry's Reds on 3. The Pro Championship is led by Jack Daniels on 96 points, Senna 17 on 65, The Sloth on 52, DRS Swanton 48, DRS Smugit 41, DRS Syme on 41, also Al Newt on 35, with DRS Colin on 30, King Kong on 28, Mr. Pickles 13, and Terry's Reds on 9. The Pro-Ams led by 50 Gent, but only just 3 points separate him on 77 to Project Ty on 74. Alex Pixie's only 2 points behind in P3 on 72, then got 12-second gap then to Lord Coleman on 60, Skippy on 52, Rouge Nico on 33, Sainsy on 30, Ease Life 30, Late Bloomer 24, Centre Finley on 18, Robbie Butler on 12, Jay Lowfield on 5, and Michael JFF on 1. Constructors, your pairing of Jack Daniels and Project Ty are leading the way on 168 points, with Haas team with 50 Gent and the Sloth on 129, Ferrari 113, Red Bull 96, Aston Martin 91, Cash App Red Bulls on 85, Alpine 74, Mercedes 71, Sauber 65, and the Williams on 61. So the Canadian Grand Prix has been held 59 times since appearing on the F1 calendar in 1961. Michael Schumacher and Lewis Hamilton both have 7 wins. The Ferrari lead the constructors on 14. Each lap is 4.361 kilometres or 2.709 miles. And 100% race 70 laps, which we're seeing tonight, is 305.270 kilometres or 189.694 miles. In 2005, Canadian GP was the most watched F1 GP in the world and third most watched sporting event behind the Super Bowl 39 and the UEFA Champions League final. In the weeks leading up to the Canadian Grand Prix, officials trap as many ground dogs as they can. Nevertheless, in 1990, Alessandro Nannini damaged a tyre. In 2007, Ralf Schumacher was disturbed his practice when a ground dog disrupted his practice, and on race day, Anthony Davidson was in third place and hit a ground dog and had to have a wing change that cost him perhaps a podium that day. In 2018, Roman Grosjean hit a ground dog during practice. 2002, Nicholas Latifi hit a ground dog in his third practice and caused quite a lot of damage. But anyway, we are here in Canada. We have 13 corners. The 13th is the Wall of Champions, and notably turn 10 is the Rolex hairpin. Anyway, here are the runners and riders going out on their formation lap. As you can see, everybody is on inters, and the leader is DRS Swanton on pole in the Alpine, followed by Senna in the Cash App Racing Bull. DRS Colin is in P3 in the Williams, with DRS Syme and the Ferrari in P4. Al Newt is P5 in the Aston Martin, and P6 is 50 Gent in the Haas. Then we have Easy Life in the Red Bull, Michael JFF in the Mercedes, Jack Daniels, our championship leader, is in P9 in the McLaren, and Alex Pixie in P10 in the Ferrari. P11 is DRS Slugget in the Sauber, and then the Marsky on his return in P12. Marsky was second, was actually Constructors Champion and second in the Drivers and Pro Champion. And nice welcome return to Marsky. Season 10 Constructors Champion. Runners up in the Drivers Championship. So a nice welcome return for Marsky in the Mercedes tonight, reserving, as well as Michael JFF also reserving in the Mercedes. The Sloth in P13 in the Haas, with Central Finley in the Cash App Racing Bull P14. Lord Coleman in the Red Bull is P15, and then Project Ty in P16. As the rain continues to fall, cars are lined up ready for round 6, season 12 DRS Championships. We are on board with Senna. Lights are out and we are away here at Canada. And a cracking start from Senna. Gate takes over the lead from Swanton, and so does DRS Colin. So a poor start from DRS Swanton, but I'm sure he will make amends for that poor start. But DRS Syme in P4 50 Gent up to P5 with Al Newt alongside the Haas in P6. A bit late on braking was the Haas. 50 Gent is through. Alex Pixie in P7 with DRS Smugget in P8 in the Sauber. Right close up to Alex Pixie and Michael JFF and Marsky already up to P10. Jack Daniels down to P11 with Lord Coleman. Easy Life to Red Bull drivers in P12 and 13 as Marsky gets past Michael JFF and he's gone away in the distance. And here comes the McLaren of Jack Daniels, pushes the Mercedes wide, and that lets Lord Coleman in the Red Bull, as long as Easy Life and Central Finley, the Sloth, have all got past Michael JFF with Project Tight coming into Rolex hairpin now, putting pressure on the Mercedes. A little bit of contact there and a little bit of fibre went amiss, but we'll go back onto our normal camera angle where we see there is Senna leading round the World Champions of turn 13, and everybody else seems to be getting through okay. Senna with the fastest lap of 1:27.196, and we're all coming down the start-finish straight now. Everybody seems to negotiate with the World of Champions without any contact, and it's Senna leading. DRS Colin now with Swanton in P3, side up P4s. Al Newton 50 Gent swapping positions for P5 and 6. Alex Pixie just waiting for the chance to get past the Haas and the Aston Martin, but certainly cracking start. Doesn't seem to be any problems as we see Jar Smugget on the inside of the Ferrari, looking down from the helicopter cam, side by side. They are going around turn 6 and 7, and we've got the Mercedes of Marsky as well on the up after that slight detour earlier on. Central Finley has got past Lord Coleman, and Lord Coleman's got him back. We're coming down into the Rolex hairpin where we join Senna and DRS Colin down this start-finish straight, and Senna has got quite a decent advantage as well, over a second to DRS Colin. DRS Swanton, DRS Syme, Al Newt, 50 Gent, Snugget, Marsky, Alex Pixie up to P9 in the Ferrari, and Jack Daniels pushed down to P11 flight. Lord Coleman's come around the World Champions, and again nobody seems to have given it a good old smack, which is good to see. And at the moment Michael JFF is at the back of the pack, but he's putting pressure on Project Ties and McLaren. Senna is enjoying his little self and is nearly, well, he is actually 2 seconds ahead of DRS Colin in the Williams in P2, DRS Swanton, the Pulsator in P3, DRS Syme, P4, Al Newt, 50 Gent, Smugget. Now we see Central Finley getting past Championship leader Jack Daniels and the Red Bull. I'm sure hit the wall there of Easy Life. Easy Life in P30, but 2-3 abreast coming around turn 6 and 7. Very close. The two McLarens seem to be struggling in the conditions. You've got Jack Daniels Project Tie and the Easy Life pushed out, as well as the Sloth as well in the Haas. And gives Michael JFF the chance to go up to P15 from last place, demoting Easy Life to that position now. Easy Life gets a nice tight line around the Rolex hairpin, but unfortunately didn't get the exit he requires to pass the Mercedes. But Senna coming to over the start finish line to finish lap 3, the start of lap 4, and a fastest lap of 1:21.4 for the Cash App Racing Bull driver, who is 3 seconds ahead of Colin, Swanton, Syme and Al Newt, 50 Gent, and then we've got Smugget over the back of the Haas, looking down on these 4 contesting out. 4 P6, 50 Gent, Sierra Smugget, Marsky and Alex Pixie. 50 Gent leading this short little trail with Smugget, Marsky and Alex Pixie. A little gap then to Lord Coleman, who's got the Cash App of Central Finley in P11. Jack Daniels and Project tied to McLaren's seem to be really struggling in the wet conditions. The Sloth up P14, Michael Jeff P50, and Easy Life still at the back of the pack in P16. But Senna coming down the Casino Straight now, having negotiated the Rolex hairpin. He's got a nice handsome lead as Senna coming down into turns 12 and 13, the end of lap 4. There's DRS Colin, gives us that wall of champions a lot of respect. Ferrari signed with Al Newt, 50 Gen, Smuggy, Marsky, and the Ferrari of Alex Pixie, with the Red Bull of Lord Coleman all over the back of the Ferrari, and Michael JFF receives the first 3-second penalty of the evening. Here coming around turn 3 and 4, looking down on so Smuggy gets past 50 Gen for P6. Sauber gets a nice line through, and the Mercedes of Marsky with also a nice line tucks in behind the Sauber, having just taken over 50 Gen for P7. These can't join. Lord Coleman picks up a penalty, unfortunate for Lord Coleman in P10 in the Red Bull. Look at Marsky though, putting some pressure on the Sauber around the Rolex hairpin, and that's a lovely line from the Mercedes. Does he get the exit he requires? No, he has to tuck in behind the Sauber, and Smuggy touches back onto P6. Senna though, loving it out here. 1:21.466 is his new lap time, and he's got a 4.5 second advantage over DRS Colin in the Williams, just going around turn 1 and 2 with DRS Swanton not far behind. There's sign Al Newt, Marsky up to P6 already. He's got past Smuggy. Alex Pixie gets past 50 Gen at turn 1. 50 Gen down now to P10. Last drivers, Jack Daniels gets past Centre Finley, trying to pull that McLaren a bit further up the field than it's used to. P12 then is for McLaren with Project Tie behind him in P13, the Sloth, Michael JFF and Easy Life. Senna though coming down into the Rolex hairpin as Jack Daniels is up to P10. Let's go down on that battle. Project Tie also up as the Sloth, Centre Finley and 50 Gen lose a bit of time at Centre Finley. Looks like he's struggling with something. Has he got body damage? I can't see, but definitely struggling as the Sloth and 50 Gen have gone down the field a little bit as well. I still can't see any damage. Project Tie seems all intact as well, as DRS Colin picks up a penalty. That's unfortunate for DRS Colin. Senna with a 1:21.888. We'll go and have a look at Centre Finley coming down this casino straight side by side with 50 Gen, who's going to be checking on the brakes. None of them really, they both went as far as they could without pressing that brake pedal, but 50 Gen just goes on from Centre Finley, Michael JFF and Easy Life. Look out in front, Senna 5 seconds ahead with DRS Colin, Swanton, Sign, Al Newt, Marsky up to P6, Smuggy and Alex Pixie with Lord Coleman battling here for 7th place as Jack Daniels picks up a uncharacteristic penalty for the McLaren down in P11. Project Tie teammate has passed him, but Smuggy and Alex Pixie with Lord Coleman battling it out. Let's have a look, see if there's any more battles here. Project Tie leads teammate Jack Daniels with the Sloth. Move back up to that battle for P7. So Smuggy and the Ferrari of Alex Pixie running the picture with Lord Coleman. Project Tie and Jack Daniels. And the Sloth has got past Jax. Jax has got the inside line and pulls away from the Haas. Smuggy got company from Alex Pixie. Alex Pixie up to P7. The World Champions, nice tight line from the Sauber of Smuggy. Still behind the Ferrari. Lord Coleman also looking at a chance to get past the Sauber. He's got the inside line here, pushes Smuggy a little bit wide. Who gets a better exit? I think Smuggy may have it at the moment. The Red Bull is putting him under a lot of pressure, but tucked in behind the Sauber. at turn number 3 and 4. Let's have a look at Project Ty. His battle with teammate Jax Daniels and the half of the Sloth. Still really well as they coming into turn 6. As Lord Coleman gets past Snugget now in the little straight before turn 8 and 9. Well, that's Snugget demoted down to P9 as Lord Coleman chases after the Ferrari of Alex Pixie. So little gaps forming now. Senna crosses line at the end of lap 8 to start lap 9. And he has got a 6-second lead over DRS Colin, DRS Swanton, Syme, Al Newt, Marsky, Alex Pixie, Lord Coleman, Smugget, Project Ty with Jax Daniels as they're coming into the Wall of Champions. Jax Daniels had a sneaky little look on his teammate there, but tucks in behind. And they're off to finish their 8th lap. The Sloth still keeping the company. Central Finley, 50 Gent, Michael JFF, and Easy Life. Speed continuing to fall as Senna continues his domination. 6 seconds is the lead over DRS Colin, who's got a 2-second lead over DRS Swanton in P3. He's got a 4-second lead over DRS Syme as Project Ty swaps positions with Smugget as well. Smugget down to P10 now. Project Ty puts a little bit of distance between him and his teammate Jax Daniels in P11. As Jax Daniels gets past Smugget now with the Sloth pushing as much as he can. Now then, is Smugget in AI? Does he need a invite? I'm going to send him one just in case he has gone into AI. There's a invitation sent to Smugget. Coming down the casino straight in P12, but Senna has crossed the line to start P10. DRS Colin, Swanton, Syme, and this battle here for P9 with Project Ty, Jax Daniels. A little bit of a gap then to the Sloth. Smugget with Central Finley now joining in this battle, and here comes a cash out Racing Bull of Central Finley. Later on the braking and the Sauber of Smugget. I hope you're back in the game. And Smugget gets past on turn 2 on Central Finley, but the Sloth chasing down Jax Daniels for P10. Jax Daniels is chasing down his teammate Project Ty. Leading the Pro. But out in front, it's Senna, 7 seconds ahead, going down the casino straight for the 10th time with a 7.5 second advantage over DRS Colin. DRS Swanton in P3, DRS Syme in P4, 2.5 seconds ahead of Al Newt in the Aston Martin with Marsky in P6. With Alex Pixie, Senna records another fastest lap. Alex Pixie's in P7 with Lord Coleman and Project Ty 4 seconds adrift in P9 with Jack Daniels, teammate for company. The Sloth and DRS Smugget with Central Finley, but we'll go on to that battle with the 2 McLarens. Project Ty leads Jax Daniels coming into turn 12. And we'll go on to DRS Smugget and Central Finley. 50 Gent as Michael JFF, the company, coming into turn 12. And the Wall of Champions, turn 13, to Senna leads the field. We'll go down to the McLarens, where we have a light team battle. P9 is Project Ty, P10 is Jack Daniels, coming into turn 3 and 4. Hey Bazit, I hope you're alright, dear. Good evening, I hope you can hear me loud and clear, not like last week. The 2 McLarens battling it out with the Sloth as Central Finley picks up a 3-second penalty. These 3 cars battling is increasing the gap between Project Ty in P9 and Lord Coleman in P8. A little bit of feedback here. I don't know what's happening. Gremlins are happening again. Project Tie still hanging on to P9 with Jack Daniels and the Haas of the Sloth. Snugget has got Centre Finley for company as well. And here comes Centre Finley up to P12. Looks like some drivers are having a little bit of difficulty. Alright, Sophie, hope you're well, Soph. Welcome to DRS, which is round 6 at Canada tonight, Montreal. Nice of you to join us, Sophie. As we just do a recap now, Project Tie has pulled a little bit of a gap on Jack Daniels, the Sloth, pushing the McLaren along, coming into turns 8 and 9, and my charger has just come out on the earphones. Bear with. That's good. Hope we didn't miss anything, but Jack Daniels has definitely caught up to the back of teammate Project Tie, and it's a three-way battle now for P9. Two McLarens and the Sloth in the Haas. Michael JFF dropping off the back of 50 Gent as well, so I'll tell you what is happening. Senna is increasing his lead up to 9 seconds, with DRS Colin and DRS Swanton now pressing on the Williams. The Alpine has visually caught up to the back of the Williams of DRS Colin. And we've got Project Tie leading Jack Daniels. I hope he has better luck than he did last night, Sophie. We've got 6 drivers on time penalties as well. DRS Colin, Alex Pixie, Lord Coleman, Jack Daniels, Centre Finley and Michael JFF. But this battle is continuing for P9, Project Tie, Jack Daniels and the Sloth. Michael JFF has lost a little bit of ground to 50 Gent. But DRS Swanton definitely catching DRS Colin. Right, up the back now. And putting some pressure on the Williams. Now then, are these Inters past the sell-by date? We will find out when people start to pit shortly, I think. Senna isn't having any trouble whatsoever going around. Turns 8 and 9 is the Cash App Racing Bull leading from DRS Colin, who's under pressure as Sloth gets past Jack Daniels and splits the McLarens again. And the Racing Cash App of Centre Finley isn't far behind either, but back to the Euro battle for P2 with Colin and Swanton around Rolex hairpin. Now it's along the Casino Straight. Will DRS Swanton make any inroads on DRS Colin? That time is coming down. 4/10 is the gap coming into turn 12 and 13, down to 3/10 at the World of Champions. Let's have a look at this battle for P9 with Project Tie, the Sloth, Jack Daniels and Centre Finley. 4-way battle then for P9, led by the McLaren of Project Tie, the Haas of the Sloth, with the other McLaren of Jack Daniels and the Cash App Racing Bull of Centre Finley in P12. No change in the order. Go back up to the battle for P2, DRS Colin and DRS Swanton in 2 turns 6 and 7. Good to hear, Sophie, good to hear. He's not having them gremlins like he had last night. So Colin and Swanton then battling out, coming into the Rolex hairpin for the 15th time. Williams leads the Alpine. Swanton sticking with Colin. Come down the Casino Straight. I think Colin may have a little bit of a lower setup on because he is pulling away on the straights. Not by much. Senna records a 120.452 as Sloth and Centre Finley. Oh yeah, isn't it? Centre Finley and Jack Daniels swap positions for P11. Centre Finley up to P11. Jack Daniels down in P12. That's your championship leader. Project Tie though, still 7 seconds behind Lord Coleman in P8, but leads the Sloth by 3/10, and a visual gap has appeared between the Sloth and Jack Daniels has got past Centre Finley on the Casino Straight. That's Jack's back into P11. And I see the Sauber of Smugget in P13. Michael JFF putting some pressure on the Haas of 50 Gent as well as they come and complete their 15th lap. Quarter of way through this race-ish. Not quite. Back up to your battle for P2. It's DRS Colin coming around the Rolex hairpin with DRS Swanton for very close company, down to 5/10 that gap. But you can see that gap does increase a little bit halfway down the Casino Straight. Now this is where Swanton catches, coming down into turn 12, and he's as close as he's been for a long time. And DRS Colin puts up a penalty under pressure from DRS Swanton at turn 12 and 13, overrun the chicane, and that's 3 extra seconds added to his time. Oh, let's go down to Project Tie in P9, and the Sloth all over him as Project Tie under pressure from the Sloth picks up a time penalty. Wow, oh. Amassing penalties now from lap 17 of 70. On board with Project Tie coming into turn 3 and 4. Three-way battle for P11. Jack Daniels, Centre Finley and Smugget has just dropped a little bit of time with 50 Gent for company. No, he isn't. 50 Gent is 11 seconds behind. It was Michael JFF. He's putting pressure on 50 Gent, but back up to that battle for P9 with Project Tie and the Sloth. The Sloth is going to get the inside line for the Rolex hairpin. Lovely move from Project Tie to regain P9, but the Sloth got a better exit. And that's the Sloth back in P9. Project Tie demoted to P10, and Jack Daniels has got past Centre Finley for P11. Smugget is back on course as well in P13 as the rain continues to fall here at Montreal. Swanton still trails Colin by just over a second, and we've got Syme 8, nearly 9 seconds adrift in P4 with Al Newt 2 seconds behind Syme. Martsky just under 4 seconds in P6 behind Al Newt with Alex Pixie 3.5 seconds adrift with Lord Coleman and the Sloth, who's still heading Project Tie as they come into turn number 6 and 7. Jack Daniels and Centre Finley with Smugget. This is a nice little battle here. So we've got 5 cars in shot. The Sloth, Project Tie, Jack Daniels, Centre Finley and Smugget all battling out for P9. Coming around into the Rolex. No, it isn't. It's Rolex hairpin. All following a similar line through that corner. And then on to Casino Straight for the 19th time. Well, it isn't 18th time because Senna has started his 19th lap. Really enjoying himself out there is Senna in the cash app. Project Tie with Jack Daniels then. Centre Finley and Smugget has dropped off by a second 50 Gent has been taken by Michael JFF. Easy Life, 7 seconds adrift in P16. Round turn 12 and 13, and Senna, there he is, just coming down the Casino Straight for the 19th time. A nice handsome 12-second lead over Colin and Swanton, ever putting pressure on the back of the Williams. Al Newt is catching up to DRS Syme as well for P4. We'll jump onto that little battle now. There's Al Newt with the Ferrari of Syme just ahead. Martsky in P6. Swanton on Colin round turn 1 and 2. Closest he's been for a good while. And he's putting some pressure on that Williams of Colin. That's got 6 seconds of penalties, remember. Al Newt in the Aston Martin, visibly catching the Ferrari of Syme. Go down to the Sloth and Project Ty as they coming into turn 1 and 2 in their 20th lap, with Jax Daniels and Centre Finley battling it out for P11 as Michael JFF gets smashed Bugget, who's gone in the pits. 50 Bent is up to P14, needs a life. That's gone in the pits also, so a fresh set of inters for Smugget and a fresh set of inters for Easy Life as well. Senna though could lap his team Red Bull compatriot here. Yes, he does. That's Senna, 1 lap ahead of Easy Life, chasing down Smugget, who has got fresh inters on. Senna with a 14-second gap lead over DRS Colin and DRS Swanton in P2 and 3 respectively. And Swanton definitely putting added pressure on the Williams around turn 2 as they race down to turn 3 and 4 as Centre Finley has got past Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels has taken him straight back. Project Ty in P10 and is trailing the Sloth by 2 seconds now. Let's jump up to that battle for P2. DRS Colin and DRS Swanton. Close it is as they're coming into turn 8 and 9. Have a little drink of water. Mouth is getting quite dry as the terrain not as heavy as it was. Still coming down. I think we'll jump onto that battle for P10. Project Ty as Syme and Al Newt swap positions around Rolex hairpin. Syme gets that P4 back from Al Newt, but Al Newt will give him some pressure. Let's go on to that battle for P10. Project Ty, Jax Daniels and Centre Finley racing down into the Rolex hairpin, chasing the Sloth in P9. Al Newt and Syme. 50 Gent has been taken by Smugget as well. Smugget on them fresh inters up to P14 and increasing his lead on 15th place 50 Gent. Back to that battle with the 2 McLarens and the Cash App. Project Ty, Jack Daniels and Centre Finley. Al Newt is putting some pressure on Syme as well. Into turns 8 and 9. Tucks in behind, does the Aston Martin, and Syme drifting around that chicane. These two, ooh, bit of contact there from Al Newt, and he's got the inside line on the Ferrari, and that's Al Newt up to P4. What's the Ferrari got to answer? It's pulled alongside, and that's Syme just about in front. He's going to be latest on the brake as 50 Gent gets a penalty. Syme does hold on to P4. Al Newton's certainly putting him under a lot of pressure. Let's go down to that McLaren Battle Project tie. Jack Daniels and Central Finley in the cash app. On board with Jack Daniels and Central Finley. Cash app tucks in behind the McLaren into turn 12 and 13. All the champions given a wide berth as Al Newt and DRS Syme swap positions at turn 4, 5 into turn 6 and 7. And it's the Aston Martin with the advantage over Syme. And look at Martsky, not too far behind as 50 Gent gets a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Not 50 Gents evening at all. DRS Swanton is still putting some pressure on DRS Colin down the Casino Straight for the 22nd time. So, no, Senna's got in the pits. So Senna is having a change of inters. Will he get back out in front of DRS Colin and Swanton? No, he won't. That's DRS Colin now, the new race leader with DRS Swanton. Very, very close indeed. Senna is rejoined in P3 with Syme. Marsky has inherited P5 as Al Newt goes in the pits with Alex Pixie up to P6, Lord Coleman up to P7. And the Sloth also joins Al Newt in the pits. Jack Daniels is up to P10. And who's made a mistake there somewhere, I think. As Project High, Centre Finley are also in the pits for fresh tyres. Now then, did Jack Daniels go to enter the pits and his teammate got there before him? Didn't want a double stack, so he's doing another lap. Anyway, new race leader is DRS Swanton on the outside of Colin. Colin's got the inside line, and look at Senna up to P2 as he gets. No, he doesn't. DRS Swanton still leads from DRS Colin. There's Senna. This is the right good battle for your lead. It's Senna on fresh inters, hunting down Swanton now. Colin demoted to P3. No pit action for DRS Swanton or Colin. They stay out. DRS Swanton leads from Senna and DRS Colin. Syme and Marsky are very close as well. Marsky up to P5 on his return to DRS. Alex Pixie, Lord Coleman, Al Newt on fresh inters in P8 with Jack Daniels still to pit in P9. Fresh inters for the Sloth in P10 with DRS Smugate on 4 lap hold. Inters in P11. Michael JFF still yet to pit. Jack Daniels has now pitted. Centre Finley in P13. Project Tie in P14 with fresh inters. Leeds Life and 50 Gent. Sloth is up to P9 as Jack Daniels has put a fresh set of inters on. Swanton though leads the field. Still yet to pit as Al Newt picks up a penalty. That's 9 drivers with penalties now, and here comes Senna putting the aggressive on DRS Swanton, and that's Senna back in front. Will Swanton go in the pits? No, but Colin does. Colin has gone in the pits. DRS Swanton sticking behind Senna in P2. 50 Gent just going on that turn 2, that behind Senna then from Swanton. There's Colin. Will he come out of the pits? Oh, we got a yellow flag. And that is at turn 2 and 3. I think that was somebody letting faster cars past. Now Newt up to P7. Alex Pixie up to P6. DR Colin with his fresh inters on rejoins in P5. 50 Gent gets past Easy Life at the back of the pack. Around turn 8 and 9. So off with the fastest lap, 124.25. And Lord Coleman swapping positions, going around turn 2 and 3. Coleman with the upper hand. Let's have a look at Jack Daniels and Central Finley continuing their battle. Been going on throughout the race as DRS Colin gets past Marksky. Marksky yet to pit as well, but they're chasing down Syme in P3, and Ferrari, who still has to pit. Swanton also has to pit, and he's in P2. But he's gone, is he? Yeah, he's gone for another lap as Swanton, and Senna with a 1:19.9 is a new lap record this evening. DRS Colin and Marksky trailing DRS Syme. So, driver yet to pit. We'll go down to Jack Daniels and Central Finley as they're battling, coming around into the Rolex hairpin. Jack Daniels has the upper hand at the moment, but yet to pit. Swanton in P2 and Syme in P3, Marksky in P5 and Alex Pixie in P6. There's another yellow flag, and we have a safety car. What's happened? Who's caused a safety car? Though there's some carbon in the track there. Right, and who has? Oh, the front wing of DRS Syme is missing. Ferrari is wingless. It's the first safety car of the evening, and a chance for those that haven't pitted yet to pit for fresh intermediate tyres. Is a safety car on lap 27, and it was DRS Syme who's had a little bit of contact with somebody, and it is front wingless. Marksky enters the pits, as goes Alex Pixie, and Swanton. Syme has got a drive-through penalty for speeding under safety car. Whoops-a-daisy. The pit is a hive of activity. Give me time for a drink. Let things unfold and see what movements have been made when everybody has made their pit stop. Lime tonic water is my drink choice of the evening. News from Canada is that the race is and was being dominated by the Cash App Racing Bull of Senna. Got a that's Easy Life. Is it Easy Life behind the safety car there, or in front of the safety car now? Be on his merry way to get on lapped. I think all cars have made a pit stop, so we'll have a look at movements. Position changes. We've got Senna up 1, DRS Swanton down 1, Colin as he was, Marksky up 8, Alex Pixie up 5, Al Newt down 1, Lord Coleman up 8, Syme down 4, The Sloth up 4, Smuggett's up 1, Jack Daniels is down 2, Central Finley up 2, Project Die is up 3, and down 6 is Michael JFF, down 9 is 50 Gent, Easy Life also down 9. Penalties, we've got Colin on 6, Alex Pixie on 3, Al Newt on 3, Lord Coleman on 3, Syme's got a drive through 3 seconds for Jack Daniels, Central Finley, Project Tie and Michael JFF. 50 Gent's got 13 seconds, and Easy Life also has 3. I'm going to have to put my light on because it's gone really dark here in Cheshire. The storm clouds are gathering again. We had a storm around 3:30 and it looks like we're having another one. Just waiting for the cars to catch up. Mercedes or Michael JFF, these lights Red Bull and 50 Gents Haas. And I just go and put the light on. Bear with me. Kicking the bottle of tonic water up. That's made that fizz. And it looks like the rain's getting a bit harder. It certainly does. Still safety car out. Waiting for his life and 50 Gent to catch. Does give everybody a chance. Batteries to recharge as well when they're under the safety car. I think we could be starting if 50 Gent can catch. He's still a good way behind, half a lap behind. Senna though, leading the cars behind the safety car. We will dictate the restart of the race. There's Life and 50 Gent are catching. You can see the time coming down at the side with the names on the lap scoring chart on the left hand side of your screens. So, ladies and gentlemen, not long to go before the launch. Safety cars in this lap, so Easy Life and 50 Gent will be struggling. Yeah, just a couple of weeks to go before the launch of F1 25. And we are back racing in a short while as the safety car makes his way to the pits. So it will dictate the restart once that safety car has entered the pits. Watch his speedometer century screen at the bottom. You'll see his mile per hour currently on 85, 86. When will he go? And he's just speeds up there just before turn 13. And he's gone. He's gone. As he caught DRS Swanson out a little bit. Half a second is the gap. Simon has entered the pits doing his drive-through penalty. So I think Senna went a little bit wide there. Swanson does close the gap. Yeah, this rain is coming down. So we are struggling on these tyres. On board with DRS Colin going into that chicane, turns 4 and 5. 3 and 4 actually. And, a little bit sketchy. So we make the way around these very, very wet turns. Half Street in P4. And we've got the Ferrari of Alex Pixie, Almu, Lord Coleman, the Sloth, DRS Nugget, Jack Daniels in P10, Centre Finley had a little slip up on the McLaren's left hand side there, but back in the P11 Project Tight in P12, Michael JFF P13, Easy Life P14, 50 and 15, and DRS Simon had just served his time penalty in P16 for around 8 and 9 as we go on board with Centre Finley's just past Project Tight for P11, but Senna already a second ahead of DRS Swanson in P2. DRS Colin not far behind Swanton. And then we've got Marsky, Alex Pixie and Al Newt back onto the normal camera angle, looking at the cars coming into turn 1 and 2. There's Michael JFF and Project Ty swapping positions behind Jax Daniels and Central Finley battling out for P10. Jax Daniels has the upper hand at the moment. So Simon's gone in the pits again. This time it's put fresh into zone. Ferrari rejoins 21 seconds away. And there's Central Finley past Jack Daniels, and the McLarens are picked back together again in P11 and 12. This rain is lashing down here at Canada, as it is here in Cheshire. Wind is blowing and the rain is falling. Jack Daniels and Project Ty battling out for P11 and 12. We'll move back up to your leaders, where Senna leads, coming on the world champions from DRS Swanton and Colin, as Alex Pixie picks up a penalty. 10 drivers on 3-second penalties as we speak, and this is your battle for P2. It's DRS Swanton, Colin and Marsky. Pixie already 2.5 seconds adrift of these battling for P2. Senna's gone, he's nearly 2 seconds ahead of these battling for P2, Swanton, Colin and Marsky. Let's go on to the battle for P6, held at the moment by Al Newt with Will Coleman, the Sloth, Smugget. Then we've got P10, Central Finley in the Cash App with the McLarens of Jack Daniel and Project High just behind, with Michael JFF making his presence felt in P13 with his life multi-jet sign catching up with every rotation of the wheel. DRS Colin has got past Swanton for P2. They start looking at the back markers. So Colin back into P2. Swanton just tucked in behind with Marsky also on the case in P4 to come round turns 12 and 13. DRS Colin picks up another penalty. He is struggling on that corner. That's his third penalty of 3 seconds at that same corner. Turn 12 and 13. Battle for P6 with Al Newt, Will Coleman, the Sloth. Another battle for P11, Jack Daniels and teammate Project Ty with JFF. Michael JFF, that is, in P13. Go back up to your 3-way battle for P2. There's Senna going past 3.5 seconds ahead of DRS Colin, DRS Swanton and Marsky, coming in 2 turns 8 and 9. And so Project Ty gets past Jack Daniels. P11 as they're coming into the Rolex hairpin. DRS Colin, Swanson and Marsky. DRS Sign is catching up. There's only 16 seconds adrift of the pack now. So leaders come round to complete lap 35, and Sign picks up a penalty. That's his second after his drive through. Senna is loving these conditions. Project Ty also picks up another penalty. These lives gone in the pits. He's on 15 lap old inters. Now then, will he be putting the wets on? Yes, he is. Easy Life is the first to make the change to the full wets. Be interesting to see what times Easy Life will be doing with these wet tyres on. But Senna 3.8 seconds ahead. I will keep an eye out on Easy Life and Syme. Syme just is losing a bit of time, but he has just restarted, so he'll have to get back into race momentum. But Senna around the Rolex pin with DRS, Colin, Swanson and Marsky battling out for P2. Don't forget Colin has them penalties. Marsky also has a penalty as well. Drivers on penalties. No, it isn't, it's 11. No, it isn't, it's 12, sorry. 12 drivers on penalties. So Jack Daniels and I was going to say swap positions, but it's because Jack Daniels has gone in the pits, and it looks like Jack Daniels is going to put the full wets on. Easy Life is catching Syme as well considerably. We'll go on to that little battle with Syme and Easy Life. He was the first to go on with wets, and Easy Life picks up a penalty. As we go on board. 50 Gent also with another 3-second penalties. These penalties are definitely mounting up for your drivers. As Lord Coleman and Al Newt swap positions for P6. We missed that one. Alex Pixie holding on to P5. Lord Coleman now has Al Newt and the Sloth for unwanted company, going down into turn 12 and 13. We'll go back up to your battle for P3. Well, it's P2 actually, DRS, Colin, DRS, Swanson and Marsky battling it out. It's coming down turn 2 into the turn 3 and 4 chicane. Down to Lord Coleman, Al Newt and the Sloth. Down turn 3 now. Get and Central Finley are close, as are Michael JFF and Project Ty. Easy Life losing time to Syme now. Jack Daniels, let's have a look at this time on 50 Gent. No, he's losing a bit of time for 50 Gent as well, but it will take a lap or two for them wets to acclimatise to the track. Senna though out on his own in the lead, 5 seconds ahead as Central Finley and Smudgate exchange places coming into the Rolex hairpin. So times are broadening between drivers. We still have battles on track. DRS Colin and DRS Swanson for P2. Ours keep dropping off a little bit. Alex Pixie catching. We've got Lord Coleman with Al Newt and the Sloth going into turn 1 for 39 time. Al Newt and the Sloth. Then we've got Central Finley with Smudgate for company. Project Ty leads Michael JF coming around turns 1 and 2. Jack Daniels, Syme and Easy Life make up the field. Up at the top though, Senna. That time has come down a little bit. Why? 4.4 is the gap between himself and DRS Colin. Is it his tyres? As Michael JFF hits P11 in front of Project Ty at turn 7. I don't know whether Senna made a mistake. That gap is increasing again to DRS Colin and DRS Swanson with Marsky just a little bit adrift of P2 and 3. Alex Dixie coming down the casino straight now. Michael JFF and Project Ty battling now on that same section of track now, but Mercedes as the brand of the McLaren. Al Newt is putting Lord Coleman under pressure in around turns 1 and 2. Drivers on time penalties: Smudgate, the Sloth, DRS Swanton and Senna. Al Newt gets past Lord Coleman, gave the Red Bull quite a wide berth, and the Sloth is in on the action as well. Senna back to 5 seconds in front. Lap 40 of lap 70 then. Senna leads, and that lead is increasing from DRS Colin and DRS Swanton in Ps 2 and 3 respectively. Marsky losing a bit of ground to second and third with Alex Pixie 2 seconds adrift. Al Newt has got Lord Coleman and the Sloth as DRS Colin picks up yet another penalty in P2. It's going to send him down the leaderboard at the end of the race, I'm sure. But you never know with this game, as Al Newt crosses the line to start lap 41 ahead of Lord Coleman and the Sloth. Go down to Michael JFF, and Michael JFF got a little bit out of shape at the World Champions there, but still holds on to P11 from Project Ty. Up to P2, DRS Colin and DRS Swanton coming around turn 6 and 7. Three-way battle for P6. Al Newt with the Red Bull of Lord Coleman and the Haas of the Sloth. We're around turn 7. Let's have a look at Michael JFF and the McLaren of Project Ty coming around turn 7. McLaren on the look on the inside of the Mercedes, coming into turns 8 and 9, and that is Project Ty with a lovely move. Has he got the exit he wanted? No, he hasn't, because Michael JFF has got position 11 back, and the McLaren tucks in behind in P12. Marsky with another penalty as Project Ty with a lovely exit from the Rolex hairpin, but Michael JFF gets hammered down and gets the Mercedes nose back in front of the McLaren. Jax Daniels and 50 Gent are battling as well as they come round the Rolex chicane hairpin. Jax Daniels has the P13 for the time being. 50 Gent though has to just tuck in behind the McLaren. Back up, and DRS Swanton is losing a little bit of time now to DRS Colin. Senna though enjoying his little self, 6 seconds ahead in the lead, and his Inter's 18 laps old. Doesn't seem to be troubling in any way, as he's pulled a 10th on DRS Colin already. DRS Swanton in P3, Marsky 2 seconds adrift in P4 with Alex Pixie 2 seconds behind in P5. Al Newt 7.5 seconds in P6 with Lord Coleman for company. The Sloth is under pressure from Century Finley, holds on to that position and gets a better exit from the Rolex hairpin. Smudgate nearly 4 seconds adrift in P10 with Michael JFF the same distance to Smudgate, with Project Ty now putting some pressure on the Mercedes. And Syme, Century Finley picks up a penalty. Syme does get a good exit from the Rolex hairpin. Right, up 50 Gents. Diffuse it. We'll go back up to Senna, still maintaining that 6-second lead over DRS Colin and DRS Swanton. Marsky, Alex Pixie. Gaps are forming again. Nearest battle on track is 50 Gent and DRS Syme. Syme's taking the outside line around turn 2 and tucks in behind the Haas. Does he? No. He's got the outside line, and the cracking drive out of turns 3. Puts the Ferrari up to P14. 50 Gentleman up to P15. Leaves life. Still not got them wets to use. And just losing a little bit of time as well as his back end is very, very loose. But somebody's back end that's not loose is Senna. 6 seconds ahead of DRS Colin, who has pulled second on DRS Swanton now. A little battle has formed for P8, Sloth and Centre Finley. 8/10 the gap between them two. Centre Finley does catch up a little bit towards the approach to turn 1. And the other little battle is Michael JFF and Project Tide. Two are also going around turns 1 and 2. Quick recap on your penalties. Colin has got 12, so that'll demote him down to about P6 if things carry on. Marvsky down 6, Alex Pixie down 6 seconds, sorry, penalties. Al Newt has 3 seconds, Gil Coleman 3 seconds, Centre Finley has 6, Michael JFF has 3, Project Ty has 6, Jack Daniels has 3, Simon has 3, Drifty Gent has 6, and so does Easy Life in P16. There's battle on track. Is this one with Project Ty as he makes P11. A little bit of mistake from Michael JFF, but gets the hammer down, does the Mercedes, and he regains P11 as the Sloth picks up a penalty. There's 3 drivers left without a penalty: Senna, Swanton and Smudgett. That is 16 drivers, 13 drivers have got penalties. This is the nearest battle on track. It's Michael JFF, Mercedes and Project Ty in the McLaren. The only other battle on track is the Sloth and Centre Finley battling out for P8. I think Centre Finley made a mistake. Oh, the Sloth made a mistake as well. Oh, we've got a safety car, that's why. I'm sorry about that, I missed it. Easy Life to put the inters on. And why have we got a safety car? Let's have a look. Is it? Let's have a look at that damage. I think Colin's got a wing and plate missing. Senna has got a drive-through penalty. Oh dear. Yeah, end plate missing for the Williams. The Alpine on DRS Swanton, I think, is intact. Mask is in, they're all coming in. Al Newt, the Sloth has got a drive-through as well for speeding in the pits. Wow. Al Newt, Lord Coleman, the Sloth coming in. Centre Finley, yeah. Oh, Centre Finley staying out. The Sloth picked up the speeding penalty as well. Smudgett is staying out. Oh, interesting. Jack Daniels is going in. Are we going to put wets on or inters on board with Jack Daniels? Just have a quick drink while I've got the chance. Double stack for McLarens. Ferrari comes in as well, so good sign, get out before Jack's. Fresh inters for Jack's, so everybody on inters. Still didn't find out 100% why we had a safety car, but so DRS Collins' end plate was missing on the Williams. So you got 9 manufacturers in your top 10. Looks like all cars that have made their pit stops, say Smudgate and Central Finley, decided to stay out. And we'll have a look at our movements. There's some changes. Senna up 1, DRS Swanson down 1, Marvsky up 9, DRS Collin down 1, Alex Pixie's up 5, Central Finley up 8, Smudgate up 4, Lord Coleman up 7, Vidal Newt down 4, up 3 is the Sloth, down 3 is Michael JFF, Project Ty up 4, then Jack Daniels down 4, Syme down 10, Easy Life down 8, and 50 Gent also down 10. Penalties then, drive through for Senna, 6 seconds for Marvsky, 12 for Colin, 6 for Alex Pixie, 6 for Central Finley, 3 for Lord Coleman, 3 for Al Newt, drive through for the Sloth, 3 for Michael JFF, 6 for Project Ty, 3 for Jack Daniels, 3 for Syme. Easy Life has got 6 and 50 Gent also with 6 for everybody on the Inters. If the safety car isn't in this lap, it will be in the next lap, I'm pretty sure. Unless somebody pulls off in pits. The likes of Central Finley and Smudgate. They've stayed out. Yep, and they're staying out. Just be comfortable in their Inters. 23 and 27 lap holds for the Kashak and the Sauber. 6 and 7. 50 Gent struggling to catch the pack. Just over 50 laps to go, 20 laps to go, sorry. Just under 50 laps gone. Two drivers then, free of penalties. They are DRS Swanson and DRS Smudgate. Pixie is your leading Pro-Am driver in P5. And a good race is the Ferrari driver, Central Finley, also Pro-Am in P6. You've got 2 races going on at the same time. You've got your Pro races and your Pro-Am. Honestly, would have thought the safety car was in this lap, but it's off for another one. Still 26 seconds behind the pack. So take us to lap 50. We'll have 2 safety cars, and we've got 14 drivers with penalties as of yet. Still plenty of time for others to get them. Also plenty of time for others to get more. It's just 12 seconds behind now is 50 Gent. A quick drink while I can. Nine is the safety car. continuing to fall. Safety car in this lap will go on board with Senna, who will be dictating your restart once that safety car has entered the pits. Struggling to fasten the top on the bottle. There we go. Watching Senna's speedometer in the centre of the track. Right hand side of that dashboard, you can see he went smack on turn 12 last time. He still warmed his tyres up, swerving. And there he goes. He did go, and he's not caught DRS Swanson out this time. DRS Swanson sticks with him. Coming down into turn 1 on lap 50 of 70, and the charger has just undone from the headphones, so we'll be alright. To plug it back in if we lose any sound at all. But Senna absolutely loving it out there today already, as Easy Life picks up another 3-second penalty, looking down on P's 2 and 3, Swanton and Marvsky, with DRS Colin in P4, Alex Pixie in P5, Century Finley in P6 with Smugget Sauber in P7, Red Bull of Low Coleman, P8 with Al Newt in the Aston Martin, the Sloth in the Haas, JF, Mike JFF that is, in P11 in the Mercedes, Project Titan, Jack Daniels as DRS Colin gets past Marvsky, and they are side by side coming down the Casino Straight. Colin's got the upper hand over the Mercedes at the moment, as the Mercedes tucks in behind the Williams. Now pulls out and coming, there's contact. Swanson picks up the penalty as well, but Marvsky has dropped right down the grid to at least P11. So we've just got Smugget left to get a penalty. Wow, that is all changed. Marvsky after this battle here for P9, Project Time Average Jeff Marvsky signed, takes over the Strickland Mercedes of Marvsky. I don't know if he's got damage, but wow, definitely big change there as they came into turn 12. Contact was made, and Lord Coleman and Central Finley cash out versus Red Bull. Side by side coming into turn 8 and 9. So Red Bull has a hand of Central Finley in the cash out with DRS Smugget and Al Newt. Right, we'll have a look, see if Al Newt's got past Smugget coming into the Rolex hairpin. Smugget's got the inside line. Will he retake P7 from Aston Martin? No, he won't. He tucks in behind. Then pulls out and then tucks back in behind again. Let's have a look, see if we can see any damage to the Mercedes of Marvsky. Not quite sure. Smugget has got a penalty, and that's it. Senna's dropping. What's happened to Senna? He's gone in the pits. He's going to do his drive-through. Very sensible thing to do for Senna. He has lost a few places, but at least that penalty is out of the way. So everybody has a pen, except for Senna now, who's just served his drive-through. And he joins in P10. And the Mercedes JFF, we've got a yellow flag. It's gone out quick. And Senna up to P8, lovely move, takes two cars, coming down into turns 8 and 9. That's a cash out already up to P8 after that trip to the pits to serve his drive-through penalty. Marvsky up to P11 on the inside of Syme, up to P10. Syme back into P10. Marvsky is in P11. I can't see any front wing damage to that Mercedes, but back at the front, let's have a look. DRS Swanton, the race leader on lap 53. Syme and Marski picks up another penalty. So Senna is the only one that is penaltyless into P8, and 2 seconds adrift of Project Tide. This battle for the lead between Swanson and Colin, and we've got a gap of 3 seconds then to Alex Pixie, further 3 seconds then to Lord Coleman, 2 seconds to the centre of Finley. He's got Al Newt breathing down his neck. And we've got a 4-way, 5-way battle, 6-way battle for P10. That's down to 4 for P12 now. Smudgett loses life 50 Gen, and Jack Daniels in P15. Something definitely missed with Jack Daniels slightly early setup, strategy, whatever, but definitely struggled. Senna in P8, just to 1.7 seconds adrift of Project Tide. Let's go cheerleaders going down Casino Straight for the 53rd time. It's DRS Swanson leading, DRS Colin. Easy Life and Smudgett. DRS Colin picks up another penalty at the same place on the track. My notes have just gone everywhere. Don't know where my pen's gone, but I've got another one here, Andy. Easy Life and Smudgett. I think I'll go on to that penalty in Senna for the fastest lap, 1:19.274, 10 seconds slower than his quali time. Easy Life and Smudgett then battling out for P12 with the Haas of 50 Gen not far adrift. The two leaders, and it's DRS Swanson and DRS Colin. Colin has got a handful of penalties as well to add to his time at the end of the race. Pixie, Doug Coleman, Central Finley with Al Newt, Project Tide and Senna now just 7/10 adrift of P7's Project Tide. Central Finley, Senna's teammate, heads this little group of 4, a little bit of contact with all the cars there, I think. But Senna passed the McLaren of Project Tide. Now as Aston Martin of Al Newt in front. There's Colin with the fastest lap. Project Tide with another penalty just behind Senna, who we're focusing on at the moment on his battle way through from his drive through. He's already up to P7 and pits for Syme and Marski. Both put the mediums on as you can see that is definitely drying out. There's no spray or wet coming up at all. Well, these tyres will be screaming now as they get a little bit of damp on them. But DRS Swanson leads, and here comes Colin putting the pressure coming into turns 8 and 9 on the Alpine. And don't forget, with this dry weather also comes DRS, which will make changes to drivers' placings as DRS flap activates at the back of the car. And now then, will we see DRS Swanson and Colin enter the pits? Is this... No, Swanson is going out for another lap. Colin's gone in. No, Alex Pixie has stayed out, as Lord Coleman. DRS Swanson with a 1:18.2 sets the fastest lap. So it's medium tyres for Colin. Let's have a look at Senna in his quest to get back to your lead. He's behind Al Newt. And Senna is sandwiched between Al Newt and Colin. No, it isn't. It's Project I. Sorry, my mistake. There's a lot of cars entering the pits now. Softs for Michael JFF, softs for Smudgett, mediums for Colin. Central Fin, we've got a yellow flag, and that I think is a Ferrari, and it's Syme. Syme's out. Syme has hit the wall at turn 2. Syme is out. Wow, he's had a mixed night as Syme. was stuck at turn 2. Now he's gone. And, unfortunate retirement for Senna. He stays out for another lap on the inters as other cars enter the pits. Does that put Senna to the lead? Yes, it does. And a 1:16.9 for the cash app. DRS Swanton coming back on track. And I think Senna has done one out of a move. How far is he in front of Marsky? Central Finley with a penalty. Marsky does the fastest lap in P9, dropped down to P10 now. 5 seconds lead for Senna on Colin. 5.3. Let's see if that gap is coming down. Yes, it is. So these slick tyres is a faster tyre. The Sloth with a 1:14.8 down in P15 on 2 lap old mediums. Senna then will be coming into the pits, I'm sure, as DRS Colin within 4.7 seconds of the cash app. Swanton sticking with Colin, knowing Colin has got that handful of penalties. Alex Pixis in P4 with Lord Coleman P5. Central Finley, Al Newt, Project Tie as Swanton and Colin swap positions. Swanton's with the lead from DRS Collins. DRS Collins got it back. No, he hasn't. Swanton leads. It's DRS Collins with a 1:12.992 fastest lap. It was Senna who was so dropping. Thought it was Swanton, so my apologies. But Senna will be coming back. Where will he come back on the track? It's way down in P10. Al Newt picks a penalty. So Senna is up to P8 with the Project Tie. His next easy life for the penalty. Wow, these penalties are adding up now. The Sloth with a 12.4.51. DRS Swanton is taken by Colin. This is close, side by side, coming into the Rolex hairpin. Changes down the bottom as well for P7 Senna, Michael JFF and Marsky. Easy life as past Project Tie. Right then, will we see DRS? Actually, Swanton has got DRS on the Williams, and then Alex Pixie, Lord Coleman, Central Finley and Al Newt putting pressure on the other cash app of Central Finley, Senna and Marsky, and Michael JFF. Three-way battle for P8, P7 is Marsky. Ooh, has to cut the corner there as Senna put across him. Senna definitely got a bit between his teeth as Marsky retakes into turn 1. Senna will have the inside line at turn 2. Banging and bumping between these two. Senna with the upper hand at the moment coming into turns 3 and 4. Senna up to P7. Al Newt chasing down Central Finley, Senna's teammate. And DRS Colin and Swanton continue their battle for the lead, coming into the Rolex chicane with just over 10 laps to go. Marsky and Senna swap positions for P7. Go up to DRS Colin and DRS Swanton down the Casino Straight. DRS Colin will have DRS on Swanton, but isn't close enough for the move. Swanton uses at battery power. Alex Pixie in P3, Lord Coleman. P4, Jack Daniels picks up 3-second penalty. Central Finley and the Aston Martin of Al Newt side by side at the Wall of Champions. Ooh, dicey stuff. Al Newt gets the better of Central Finley, and Senna gets the better of Marsky at the same corner. DRS Colin picks up penalty. Wow. They are accumulating for Colin, not having much luck. And Marsky also picks up a penalty. Senna did cut to first corner there, but whether he got a warning or not, I don't know. He's got away with it without any penalties, which he has got now. He has got 3 seconds. Everybody has got penalties now. So Senna, having served his drive through a few laps ago, has now picked up a legal 3-second penalty, shall we say. So then, coming down Casino Straight for your 60th chance, Swanton with the lead from DRS Colin who's got one hell of an handful of penalties, as Jack Daniels is another one who's gaining a lot of penalties as well right now, just gained another 3 seconds. Ooh, there's Colin actually waits, put the brakes on then. He's heading straight for the World of Champions. Let's go down to Al Newt and Centre Finley. They come round turns 12 and 13. Nice line from the Aston Martin, though tight. Now it's Pixie with a penalty. These penalties are hard enough, aren't they? I think the commentators should have £1 for every penalty that somebody picks up. Every second you should get £1. Easy Life, another one to succumb to track limits. Finley though, chasing down Al Newt. Nice tight line around turn 4. Sloth for the 1:11.782. Still 2 seconds slower than qualifying pole time. And these two are catching up to Lord Coleman quite visually. Let's have a look at Senna, who's leading the Mercedes of Marsky. Michael JFF, 3.5 seconds adrift in P10. Project Type Company, it's not far behind. Smugget is in P12 with 50 Gent and has teammate with Sloth. Swapping positions coming into turn 8 and 9. Jack Daniels in P15, not having a great night. Dare Swanton leads them over to start lap 62 of 70, down to single digit laps remaining. Have a look at Al Newt and Centre Finley. They're in behind Lord Coleman here. 3-way battle led 4 P4. Michael JFF and Centre Finley pick up penalties. Project Type gets past Easy Life. Sloth and Smugget 50 Gent with a penalty. 5. Sloth with the fastest lap of 1:11.410. The Haas enjoying these medium tyres. The sun breaks out here in Canada. DRS Swanton then leads from DRS Colin, going around the Rolex hairpin there. I don't think Colin is close enough for a move. We'll have a go on board with Colin in the Williams. He definitely does catch up to the back of the Alpine, but not close enough for the move. Let's have a look at Al Newt on his move over on Lord Coleman. That's Al Newt up to P4. Will Centre Finley be there? No, we won't. We'll have to look back at the move and now the move of Al Newt on Lord Coleman. 10 or 4 seconds adrift in P7. Marsky chasing down the Kasha, not giving him much peace at all. Michael FF, JFF and Project Tie 9th and 10th. Easy Life, Sloth 50 Gent, Smugget chasing down the Haas of 50 Gent. In P14, Jack Daniels suffering in P15. Coming down into the Rolex chicane again, hairpin again. Centre Finley and Lord Coleman swap positions for P5. Lord Coleman's lost a couple of positions in this last lap. First to Al Newt and then Centre Finley as Easy Life and Michael JFF swap positions for P10. Easy Life holding that position, chasing down the McLaren of Project Tie. Back to your leaders. DRS Swanton crosses the line with DRS Colin very, very close. And Pixie Centre Finley is keeping in touch with Al Newt, with Lord Coleman all over the back of the Cash App Senate with another penalty. Will succumbing to track limits as people want to make up as much time as they can. Senna in P7 with Marsky in P8. Project Tie as Easy Life and Michael JFF and the Sloth closing in. JFF under pressure from the Sloth. Move up to your leaders in a short while as they come down P. Casino straight. Colin, I don't think this person has to go on board with him. Definitely cutting that gap, but not close enough for the move. Lord Coleman on Central Finley. No, he won't. Senna though leads Marsky. Don't think the Mercedes is close enough for a move. He's having a look though. So I think it's better of it. Settles in behind the Cash App. Late start lap 65. Project Easy Life and the Sloth coming down into turn 12 and 13. Project Tie picks up a penalty in P9. Sloth in P11 pushing the Red Bull of Easy Life. And we'll just go back up to your leaders and we will have a look at your penalties. So 6 seconds for DRS Swanton, 18 for Colin, 9 picks Alex Pixie, 9 for Al Newt, 12 for Central Finley, 6 for Lord Coleman, 6 for Senna, 12 for Marsky, as Marsky picks up another one. That's 15 for Marsky now. Project Tie with 15, Easy Life with 15, it's the Sloth has only got 3, Michael JFF has 6, 50 Gent has 9, Smugget 3, and with 9 is Jack Daniels in P15. So there's going to be movements made with final results. Position changes. Swanton in his pole position right now in P1. Up 1 is Colin, up 7 is Alex Pixie, up 1 is Al Newt, is Darius Colin with another penalty, unfortunately. Up 9 is Central Finley and up 9 is Lord Coleman, down 5 is Senna, up 4 is Marsky, down up 7 is Project Tyres. Lord Coleman gets past Central Finley for P5. Easy Life's down 3, up 2 is the Sloth, down 4 is Michael JFF, 50 Gent down 7, Jack Daniels down 5, Smugger is down 4, just the one retiree, that's the air sign. He went out earlier in the race. Lord Coleman then with Central Finley and Senna in on the scene. I know the leaders are getting close, coming into turns 12 and 13, but we can't leave this battle now as it unfolds, coming down this Casino Straight, and the Mercedes with Marsky's in on the act as well as Alf Pixie picks up a penalty. 4 cars hurtling down towards turn 12, headed by Lord Coleman in the Red Bull. Then we've got the Red Bull Cash App, Central Finley, and the Cash App of Senna in P7 with Marsky in on the action. Lord Coleman leaves around turn 2. Central Finley, Senna and Marsky as Al Newt swaps positions with Alex Pixie. Alex Pixie dropped a bit of time there. Lord Coleman still holding on to P5 with Central Finley and Senna. Marsky as well. 50 Gent and Michael JF are quite close. So here comes Senna on Central Finley. Yeah, he's gone for it at the chicane at turn 8 and 9. That's Senna up to P6. But leading the way as 50 Gent picks up a penalty now is DRS Swanton in the Alpine. Ahead of DRS Colin as the 50 Gent and Michael Jeff swap positions E-Life with a penalty. I'll need 11 seconds behind your leading 2. DRS Colin closes in on the Alpine. Let's have a look at this other gap. Battle we have for P4, Alex Pixie, Lord Coleman, Senna and Central Finley. And here comes Senna up to P5 and we've got a yellow flag and that is in McLaren. I think that was actually I think this is Sauber of Smugger who's dropped 19 seconds. Mind you, he has pitted for a new set of softs. We missed that one. Senna up to P5 chasing down Alex Pixie 2 seconds ahead in front. Lord Coleman, Marsky and Central Finley chasing the Cash App of Senna. Back up to your leading 2, DRS Swanton and DRS Colin. Colin will get the DRS. We'll go on board with Colin. He chases down the Alpine. Jack Daniels has got another penalty down in P14. Colin not close enough. Let's have a look at Lord Coleman on Senna. Red Bull versus Cash App, Red Bull. Nowhere near is it close enough, but he's gaining. Thinks twice. These are definitely catching to the back of Alex Pixie's Ferrari. Marsky with P7 and Central Finley with a catch up in P8. Project Tie at the Slough. On board with the Slough coming into turn 12 and 13. Oh, what a line from the Slough. What a move. Up to P9 and Project Tie went a little bit wide. And the Slough with a cracking move caught on camera as well. Wow. Lovely tight line from the Haas. Jax Daniels and Michael JFF coming into turn 1. Jax Daniels has to put the brakes on and tries switcheroo on Mercedes. Unfortunately, couldn't get there. Smug it. And then softs hurtling down the start finish straight in P15. Alex Pixie and Senna swapping positions coming to the Rolex chicane. Hairpin, I keep saying chicane, why? I don't know. Senna putting pressure on Alex Pixie's 12 lap old softs. That's Senna up to P4 already, chasing down Almute now. 3 seconds is to get Alex Pixie. 5 tenths adrift with Lord Coleman coming alongside. That's Lord Coleman up to P5. Alex Pixie demoted to P6. I'm just wondering whether them softs are losing a bit of life in P6. Marvsky though also putting pressure on with Central Finley. So we've got quite a 4-way battle now behind Lord Coleman. Senna has gone away, chasing down Almute. Excuse me. DRS kicks in for Central Finley, but he's not close enough for the move on Marvsky in P7. Stuck behind Alex Pixie, and DRS Colin has got path. DRS Swanson on the Casino Straight on the final lap. That snuck up on me as well. It's DRS and Smugget picks up a pen, but this is the result. And it is a win for DRS Swanson. Colin got past on the line, but I have no room here for my results. There we go. It's DRS Swanson with the win. DRS Colin demoted to at least P5. Wow, that is a dramatic fall in grace for Colin, but DRS Swanson with an emphatic win. Well, didn't have it easy. Senna though actually ended up in P2. Almute P3. Lord Coleman P4. Colin down in P5 with Central Finley. Good result for Central Fin and the Slough. The Slough finishes P7 with Alex Pixie P8. Marvsky on his return in P9. Project Tie in P10. And that is an entertaining round 6 over and done with. Lord Coleman gets driver of the day on the game. And here we have the presentation ceremony with DRS Swanson taking a well-earned victory from Senna and Almute. Senna definitely the dominant driver on the day and succumbed to a drive-through that I think has cost him. Oh dear, Smugget in the chat. The stock was only at 91%. That's unfortunate, mucker. But it is confirmation of your race result. First is DRS Swanson in the Alpine with Senna in the Visa Cash App in P2. Al Newt joins him on the podium in the Aston Martin. P4 goes to Lord Coleman in the Red Bull with DRS Colin in the Williams P5. Central Finley P6 with the Slough P7. Alex Pixie P8. Marvsky P9 with Project Tie in P10. 50 Gent with P11. Michael JFF is P12 with Jax Daniels P13. Unfortunate day for Jax with Easy Life and Smugget with throttle trouble for the Sauber driver. Sign was only retirement, but Mr. Smugget gets the fastest lap on a 1:10 something or other, and I missed that. Mr. Smugget on his soft tyres. Well, there you go. A real entertaining race here at Montreal. Wondering if next week at Austria will give you the same entertainment. I'm looking forward to it. I love Austria. Love commentating on Austria. Love racing on Austria. Certainly gives you what you need. Anyway, thanks for joining me this evening. DRS will return next Monday at Austria. Thank you for joining me tonight, and bid you all good night, farewell, and thank you very much for joining us.